The little-known L investment company has emerged as having the real control over Lotte Group, and it may be founder Shin Kyuk-ho's own personal firm. Seoul will launch a project to restore the Gyeongwon Railway line bridging the peninsula to mark the 70th anniversary of Korea's liberation from Japan. And South Korea will try to make some headway on the North Korea nuclear issue at the ASEAN Regional Forum currently underway in Malaysia. Hello and welcome to News Today on KBS World. It's Thursday, August 6th. I'm Luke Clary. The little-known L investment company has emerged as having the real control over the embattled Lotte Group, but now there are clues that may shed light on what this mysterious L investment company really is. Perhaps Lotte Group founder Shin Kyuk-ho's own personal firm.
The largest shareholder of the Hotel Lotte, the de facto holding company of Lotte Group Korea, is Lotte Holdings in Japan. But most of the hotel shares are owned by the 12 companies comprising L Investment Company. This means that L Investment Company is the entity that really controls the Hotel Lotte and by extension the entire Lotte Group. The address of one of L Investment Companies led to a large mansion in Tokyo. The nameplate shows Takeo Shigemitsu, Lotte Group General Chair Shin Kyuk-ho's Japanese name.
ここは竹雄様のお宅ですので。
そうなんですか。はい、わかりました。
This indicates that L Investment Company is owned by Shin Kyuk-ho, or at least closely related to him. If all 12 companies making up L Investment Company are personally owned by the Lotte patriarch, that means he has total control over the entire Lotte Group. As clues have shed light onto the mysterious equity structure of Lotte Group, Korea's National Tax Service and the Fair Trade Commission are trying to figure out how the conglomerate is governed by whom.
Marking the 70th anniversary of Korea's liberation from Japanese colonial rule, South Korea will launch a project to restore the Gyeongwon Railway line, which has been disconnected for 7 decades. President Park Geun-hye underscored that the restoration of the Inter-Korean Railway will be a starting point toward national unification and a future of hope. Here's the story.
A train enters Baekmagoji Station, the last stop on the South Korean section of the Gyeongwon Railway line. President Park Geun-hye, those displaced from their homes, and North Korean escapees all have hoped that trains would travel to North Korea on this line in the nearest future. In the first stage of the railway restoration, the government will complete construction of a 9.3-kilometer South Korean section between Baekmagoji and Woljeongni stations. The connection of the remaining section from the military demarcation line to North Korea will be carried out through inter-Korean consultation. President Park stressed that now is the time for the two Koreas to start a journey to peaceful reunification by reconnecting the broken main artery of the Korean peninsula.
경원선을 다시 연결시키는 것은 한반도의 아픈 역사를 치유하고 복원하여 통일과 희망의 미래로 나아가는 출발점이 될 것입니다.
Park urged Pyongyang to jointly create a future of prosperity and growth, saying that the door of opportunity stands wide open for North Korea.
South Korea is attempting to make some headway on the North Korean nuclear issue at the ASEAN Regional Forum currently underway in Malaysia. As all of the member nations party to the six-way nuclear talks are attending the forum, expectations for a meaningful progress run high.
South Korean Foreign Affairs Minister Yoon Byung-se, who's in Malaysia to attend the ASEAN Regional Forum, has held a series of bilateral meetings with China, Russia, and the Association of Southeast Asian Nations. In order to carry out the momentum for the resolution of North Korean nuclear issues following the Iran nuclear deal, Minister Yoon circumspectively pressured North Korea by calling on the meeting's participants to deliver a strong message to the communist country. At meetings with his Chinese and Russian counterparts, Yoon emphasized that they should take more engaging roles in bringing an end to North Korea's nuclear threat. North Korea, which has been saying that it has no intention to resume nuclear talks, met with the foreign ministers of Russia and Pakistan. Immediately after his meeting with the Russian foreign minister, North Korean foreign minister Lee Soo-yong told the South Korean press that there is still plenty of time. Prior to the welcoming dinner hosted by the chairing nation, Minister Yoon briefly encountered his North Korean counterpart and shook hands, but it did not lead to a meaningful meeting.
2 people were killed and 7 others wounded when a commuter bus collided with a passenger car in Gocheong, North Jeolla province. Here's the story.
The front of a passenger car is smashed beyond recognition. The front corner of a bus has also been dislodged. At around 5:30 p.m. Wednesday afternoon on a hill pass in Gocheong, North Jeolla province, a passenger car driven by a 37-year-old man surnamed Shin collided with a commuter bus driven by a 65-year-old driver surnamed Chung. The accident killed 2 people, Shin and a 39-year-old passenger surnamed Kim in the seat beside him. 3 others in the car and 4 passengers on the commuter bus were also injured. Shin and his 4 companions were involved in the fatal accident while returning home from the beach in a rented car. Police believe that the accident occurred when the passenger car crossed the center line to overtake the commuter bus in front. They are questioning the bus driver and other witnesses to determine the exact cause of the accident.
Youth unemployment is becoming a serious issue in the minds of many young people in Korea. A recent survey showed that large conglomerates are hiring fewer young workers than before.
Young job seekers have a lot to worry about as the corporate hiring season in the second half of this year fast approaches.
정부에서 일자리 창출 힘쓴다고 해서 대기업에 좀 큰 영향이 갈 줄 알고 막상 채용 공고를 클릭해 보면 별로 변함이 없고 작년과 비슷한 것 같고.
Here is a survey of how many young people have found employment. As of last June, over 3.9 million young people had jobs. That's 86,000 more than last year, indicating a slight increase in overall employment. But the story was different for large companies with more than 300 employees. The number of young workers hired by large conglomerates fell in 2013, but rose a little in 2014, only to stall again this year.
전망이 밝지 않다 보니까 대기업이 선뜻 투자에 나서지 못하고 있고, 따라서 신규 채용을 줄이면서 청년 고용을 흡수하는 힘이 약해지게 된 것입니다.
The government proposes to institute the wage peak system as a solution for the youth unemployment issue. But the opposition party and the labor sector are insisting that new jobs for young people should be created by setting a youth employment quota at conglomerates.
In the hot summer, downtown areas surrounded by buildings and asphalt roads are sizzling. However, it's been observed that the temperature in forests between buildings is 2 degrees Celsius lower than neighboring areas. Analysts say that green fields in downtown areas help bring down the temperature. Here's more.
Forests stand like islands between densely packed buildings. This is Sanjeongneung, which houses the tombs of Joseon Dynasty kings Seongjong and Jungjong. Deep into the woods, the shade of the trees becomes darker and the scorching sunlight fades away. A study comparing the temperatures at the center of Sanjeongneung and nearby commercial districts at 4 p.m. in summer over the last 2 years found that the temperature stands at 27.8 degrees Celsius in the forest and 30.6 degrees in the commercial districts. The urban forest helped to drop the temperature by an impressive 2.8 degrees Celsius.
나뭇잎이 햇볕을 막아주고 그리고 주변의 나무나 토양에서 그 수분이 증발하면서 열을 빼앗아가기 때문에 낮아지는 것입니다.
The forest's cooling effect continues at nighttime. Green land easily cools down at night, with temperatures 2 degrees lower than in neighboring regions around midnight. The National Institute of Meteorological Research plans to conduct a 3D analysis on the heat island phenomenon in downtown areas and the effect of green spaces through aerological observation.
An unusual exhibition is open to remind the public of the Sewol ferry tragedy. Anyone can take part in this so-called memory storing exhibition. Take a look.
These boxes, hanging on the ceiling and decorated with stars, are dedicated to the 304 victims of the Sewol ferry disaster. Visitors can lie down on the floor to look inside the boxes filled with the possessions of the perished ferry passengers.
하늘에 매다는 건 어떤 취지입니까?
아이들의 꿈, 희망 아래 이제 우리가 살아가는 아이들은 이제 별이 됐잖아요.
Photos of the victims' rooms decorate the walls of this exhibition hall. They remind visitors of the sadness that is now filling the empty rooms that have lost their residents. The gallery's warehouse is also full of items that belonged to the ill-fated Sewol passengers. This place, called 416 Memory Storage, puts on display everything related to the Sewol ferry sinking, including the victims' bags and clothes, as well as commemorative items and records that were used nationwide to pay homage to the perished passengers.
거대하고 거창할 것이 아니라 작은 것이라도 마음을 보여줄 수 있는 기록물이라면 어떤 것이든 저희가 다 받고 있습니다.
The Ansan-based 416 Memory Storage plans to continue holding exhibitions related to the Sewol ferry tragedy in the future.
The competition in the movie sector is heating up in time for the busiest season of the year. Director Yoo Seung-won, an action movie veteran, is back with a new cop thriller after a 2-year break. Here's more from the world of culture.
Seo Do-chul, a naively honest detective from a regional investigation unit, chases the third-generation scion of a chaebol family. Each time he's about to catch the culprit despite the enormous pressure placed upon him, the perpetrator escapes his dragnet using his connections. The impressive acting of the cast, Hwang Jung-min as the detective and Yoo Ah-in as the chaebol scion, helps make this movie stand out. Vivid action scenes that deploy no special gear whatsoever and the breathtaking final chase scene leave an indelible impression in the viewers. The skillful acting of actors Oh Dal-soo and Yoo Hae-jin, as well as model Chang Yun-ju making her debut on the big screen, add to the fun of this cop thriller.
내 주위에 저렇게 나를 믿고 이렇게 힘을 써줄 수 있는 사람, 그리고 아주 정직한 사람이 옆에 있다라는 게 얼마나 이 삶이 큰 행복일 수 있잖아요. 근데 이 서도철이라는 인물을 통해서 좀 속 시원하게 그런 카타르시스를 느꼈으면 하는 바람이 있습니다.
This movie about a young monkey raised by humans depicts the animal's adventures in the awe-inspiring Amazon rainforest.
Jam and fruit preserves spread on toast make a simple and delicious breakfast. But these days, fruits are not the only ingredients used to make such spreads. Here are some sweet, delectable jams made with ingredients you may have never imagined. Yoo Soo-min has been interested in making homemade jams, and her latest project is rose jam. Let's see how she creates this fragrant spread. First, boil raspberries and oligosaccharide in equal parts. When the mixture comes to a boil, add pectin. Dried edible roses should be powderized in a blender.
당미는 전체 잼 양의 1%만 첨가를 하게 되는데요. 1% 이상이 되시면 장미에서 화장품 맛이 날 수가 있어요. 1%만 넣으셔도 충분히 장미 향과 맛을 느낄 수 있습니다.
Boil the mixture for a little longer after adding the powderized edible rose. Remove any impurities or bubbles that rise to the surface. Then pour in some lemon juice and cook for 5 more minutes. Aromatic and delicious, the rose jam goes well with bread and unflavored rice cake. You would never guess what went into this scarlet-colored jam. It's spicy green peppers. Combine the oligosaccharide, sliced hot peppers, and raspberries and boil until the mixture is reduced. This process allows the capsaicin in the peppers to seep into the jam. Pectin, which gives jam its distinct thickness, should be blended in hot water. Then the pectin is added to the jam and boiled once more to complete the hot pepper jam with a kick.
잼인데 매운맛이 좀 있어가지고 고기랑 기름진 거하고 잘 맞는 것 같아요.
The last unusual jam to be introduced today is anchovy jam. Rich in calcium, anchovy jam is known to be particularly good for growing children and middle-aged women. Anchovy jam is similar in taste to sweetened stir-fried anchovies. It's really tasty when spread on bread or mixed with rice like the spicy red pepper paste of gochujang or soy sauce.
멸치가 원래 맛없고 이상한 맛 나고 그러는데 이 멸치는 달아서 좋아요.
If you're tired of ordinary fruit jams, try these special jams that are exceptional in taste and nutrition. Now we'll take a look at the markets, followed by the world weather. That's it for this edition of News Today. Thanks for being with us, and we'll see you again at the same time tomorrow. Goodbye.